Thousands of volunteers searching for any sign of Jayme Closs, the 13-year-old girl who disappeared from her home in western Wisconsin after her parents were murdered in that home. An answer to a call for help from the Sheriff's Department.
Volunteers from as far away as the Twin Cities joining in that search, fanning out in lines, walking through marsh, wooded areas, and fields. Fox 9's Paul Bloom live for us tonight. And Paul, the outpouring of support has been overwhelming.
Kelsey, as the sun sets on this day here in Barron, it has been remarkable. You can see behind me this line of traffic. This is all the volunteers picking up their vehicles after a long day, as you mentioned, out in the fields, the farms, and the woods around the Closs family home. Unfortunately, while there was such high hope coming into this day, it ends, unfortunately. The sheriff telling us just in the last hour or so that searchers did not find anything of evidentiary value in the search for Jayme. They arrived early from all over the region, creating a traffic backup on the north end of Barron. 2,000 volunteers, one mission.
Let's find her. Let's bring her home.
As most of you know, we're looking for a 13-year-old girl, Jayme Closs. It's now day 8.
Searchers receiving their marching orders from law enforcement, splitting into large groups to comb the vast wooded and often rural landscape surrounding the Closs family home. Some climbing through buckthorn, others poking around turkey farms on the hunt for evidence in the case. A gun, cell phone, girls' clothing. Many came from Minnesota, trading in a workday or taking advantage of time off to do, as one volunteer explained, quote, something far more important.
You know, we all been 13 years old once, right? And some of us had daughters that were 13, so trying to avert a whole Jacob Wetterling drawn out deal, and hopefully we can help out.
Authorities have reported Jayme Closs was in her house last week when her parents were shot and killed. The Barron teen was gone by the time law enforcement arrived and hasn't been seen since, believing she remains in grave danger. On Monday, a possible break. Investigators releasing images of 2 vehicles spotted around the Closs house on nearby surveillance cameras at the time of the horrific crime.
Just worried about our community.
With no apparent motive and no signs of Jayme for more than a week now, Stacy Clark and her mom have lost their sense of small town security. And Tuesday, they had to do something to try to help heal and bring a child home.
You think about what if it was one of your family members, what would you do? And it's just heartbreaking.
So the search for Jayme Closs will continue into a 9th day tomorrow. The sheriff calculating that so far investigators have now closed out some 1,100 of the 1,400 tips that have come in after this double murder and disappearance of the 13-year-old teenager. Reporting from Barron, Wisconsin tonight, Paul Bloom, Fox 9.